Hey everybody, welcome back. This is HD, and I just got off a very long day working at IGN's headquarters in San Francisco. If you guys were tuning in on the 28th of this month, then you guys probably just saw me casting a bunch of games live with Pain User. We had an awesome time. I dashed my way home and told myself I need to make some games for this week, or this upcoming couple of weeks, because I'm going to be out at Atlantic City, obviously, and I won't have access to a computer, and I won't be able to make any games for you guys, so I have to pre-record a bunch of them. And yeah, this is going to be one of my pre-recorded games, as I mentioned in my couple of other casts that I would be doing. So anyways, this is going to be Liquid Sheth here at the top right-hand position of the map. He is going to be the blue Zerg player. I'm getting a little tongue-twisted already. I apologize, guys. If you guys watched me on IPL TV today, which you guys should watch all the time. I'm sure you guys have all been faithfully watching. You guys probably already know that I bit my tongue really hard. It was actually this morning, and I was eating some rice. Yeah, I know, pretty typical. I was eating some rice and I chomped a huge chunk of my tongue. Almost, no, I didn't really chomp it off, but it was bleeding pretty badly. So if I have a little bit of lisp, then I apologize. It's my fault, guys. Should have been more careful when I was eating that darned rice. Anyways, we have Liquid Sheth. He is going to be the blue Zerg at the top right. And his opponent is going to be Slayer's Ryung. Yeah, his name isn't exactly Slayer's Ryung here because he's playing on an alternate account. A lot of the guys actually in South Korea who play on pro teams, Slayer's Ryung, Boxer, MMA, MVP, Jelizer, the lists are endless. They always play on some kind of an alternate account that is, obviously this is from the North American region. Which also means you guys have to consider that these guys are playing with a 1-second delay in their game. There is a little bit of ping when you're playing from, you know, on the other side of the world. So it's a little bit of something that Slayer's Ryung has to work with and all the Koreans have to work with, but they're very good at what they do, and I don't think a 1-second ping is going to bother them too much. Anyways, with that said, Ryung is a part of the Slayer's clan, and he is obviously very well versed as a Terran player, has a lot of practice, and has a lot of coaching from some of the top Terrans in the world. And this is actually a game that I picked up off of a website, one of the top 10 replays of the month or replays of the week or something, top pro replays, and I'm going to be casting a bunch of these pre-recorded casts for the top replays of the month of September. So this is actually going to be a best of series. I'm not entirely sure how far it goes, and I don't want to speculate and say it's a best of 3 and then, you know, the games go longer than that. So I'm just going to say it's a best of series, best of XXX, and I don't know if they're from some kind of a tournament or they're from Battle.net. Their website says they're from Battle.net, but a lot of times if players are going to play like an extended series, that wouldn't really be Battle.net. It has to be some kind of a tournament, right? So I don't know. I'm not going to speculate as to that either, but I will say that this is going to probably be a good game. Sheth, very popular amongst the Starcraft community. He is known as the good guy of the Starcraft community, and he's very well known and very famous because he's just a very nice guy. If you ever get to sit down and talk to Sheth, overall, very generous, very sweet, very giving, and modest. Kind of sounds like the perfect girlfriend, gosh. Anyways, no, Sheth is a cool guy, and he actually did a little stint in Korea for some time when he went over with FXO. Came back, didn't work out too well for him. Now he's on Team Liquid, and he's still a monster Zerg player. By the way, if you guys don't know, random little fact here, random fact of the day, number 1 is that Sheth plays with the keyboard on his lap. Very interesting. If you ever get to see this guy at a live tournament, he plays with the keyboard on his lap. By the way, speaking of live tournaments, there's a huge one coming up at Atlantic City on the East Coast in New Jersey from October 6th to October 9th. You guys need to seriously get your tickets right now. If you guys go to www.ign.com/IPL, you can purchase your tickets using the discount code HDFAN, no spaces, no caps, for 40% off on your ticket purchase. So it's only a couple of weeks away, guys, as of, actually, you know what, now that I'm making this video as a pre-recorded broadcast, maybe the event's already going. Darn, I'm a little slow today. Sorry, guys, probably from all the blood I lost from biting the crap out of my tongue. Anyways, getting back to this game at hand, let's see what's going on here. We have the Terran player, Liquid Ryung, or Slayer's Ryung, jeez. Slayer's Ryung, as a Terran player, he's got a couple of Hellions in the middle of the map, and it looks like he's just doing a double factory expand here. And what this actually gives the Terran player is the ability to build a bunch of Hellions and secure the expansion without investing in Marines or bunkers. Essentially, he's just got a bunch of Hellions on the map, and it's pretty good against things like these guys, Zerglings. As you guys can see, those Zerglings are not the unit that's very well equipped to deal with Hellions. And hey, Sheth here maybe picking up on the double factory opening. I think he did. He saw one of the reactor cores here. He is going to go ahead and build a bunch of roaches. Ooh, you know, this could be bad for Ryung. Ryung doesn't have any Marauders. He just has pure Hellions. They don't even have the Blue Flame upgrade. They're not very good against roaches, guys, and at this moment, Sheth can pull back to defend. He may end up pulling back here. That's a lot of Hellions. Good gracious. That is over 12 Hellions, I think, and they're gonna possibly go for a run into the main. No, man, look at how many flames come out. It's a barbecue pit here, and Slayer's Ryung is going for the overkill. He just roasted all the drones. Unbelievable. Oh my god, he just killed off a good 15 workers of Sheth, and Sheth is now just cradling his wounds. He's at 24 harvesters now, under 32. That was a first-degree burn. UV radiation to the maximum there. And basically, Slayer's Ryung got away with murder, and it was like a hit and run. Unbelievable. He may actually literally go for the hit and run here with another Hellion. Getting into the main. Gonna roast maybe another drone? No, not quite. Now, guys, I don't know if this replay is actually post-patch or not, so I apologize, guys. These are the top replays of the month of September, and patch 1.4 actually came out in September, so I don't know if this is actually before or after that. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll be able to tell you guys in a little bit once I see some of the units. Maybe if Ryung gets Blue Flame, or if Ryung, I don't know, gets a Secret Missile or something. Secret Missile's got a random plus speed buff in 1.4. But, you know, it's a little interesting that Ryung didn't get the Blue Flame upgrade, now that I think about that. Because he's got all these Hellions on the map, and you'd think you'd get one of the most crucial, actually the only upgrade that the Hellion has, which is the Blue Flame upgrade. But he hasn't, and what that says to me is that he's been saving a lot of gas. Either that or he hasn't been mining gas at all. In fact, if we look around, he really doesn't have that much gas, so I'm inclined to believe that he just now started to mine that gas off of 3 refineries, and really this entire time, the only upgrade he's gotten in terms of the factory is the tech lab. Not the tech lab, the siege tank. So I guess he's going to switch down into mech-based play right now, which is totally common and standard, and on a map like this, which is so small, units such as a siege tank do really well on small maps, on choked off maps like this. And if the Terran player can grab the gold planetary fortress that location and set up shop with tanks, it's very hard for Zerg to break that. So I totally agree here with Slayer's Ryung going into tank mode and just gonna go ballistic with those siege tanks. Now, Sheth here definitely wants to figure something out at this point. He hasn't been able to do much damage so far. In fact, he hasn't even touched Ryung's economy, and he is really far behind. Good lord, 78 under 114, just now bouncing up to 104 himself because he made 10 Mutalisks. Now, if those mutas come out, he may be able to hold this impending doom push. That is a lot of forces, and they're destroying the creep tumors, and Sheth doesn't have anything. Oh my god, this could just be game, guys. Oh my goodness, he's gonna have to hold out for those 11 mutas, and even that, I don't know if he's gonna be able to deal with these Marines. Now, remember guys, Ryung hasn't been researching anything, so his Marines actually don't have stim or combat shields. They are actually really weak, and maybe these Mutalisks can cut the dice. Oh, those mutas are going down. And remember guys, if all the Marines drop, then the anti-air is going to be absolutely vacant for Ryung, and then those mutas can clean up the mech, and it looks like all the Marines have gone down, and Sheth with a miracle hold at the last second. Oh my god, that timing was, I mean, it couldn't be any closer than that. That was about as close as it gets, and Sheth, man, he got a little bit of a miracle right there with those Mutalisks. He comes out, he picks off 2 retreating tanks. Oh my god, if he can get these 2 tanks as well, that would be huge. He's gonna get one of them, that's not bad at all, and all of a sudden, Sheth looking pretty good against Ryung here. He just wiped out the entire Terran army. He has a larger army right now as well in terms of supply. You guys can see 118 over 88. Let's pick up that units lost tab, and the Terran Ryung has lost a lot more in terms of resources, almost 1,500 more, and that just goes down to Terran units costing a lot more. Well, anyway, Sheth here maybe gearing up for a aggression wave here. He's got a lot of banelings, not a lot, but a little amount of banelings morphing out in the middle of the field. Do they have speed yet? I wonder. No, not quite yet. So I don't know if Sheth actually has an opportunity to attack. Not with into 3 tanks. Those guys will destroy all ground. And with this amount of Marines now, I think that Ryung should be able to hold this Muta army back, especially since it's kind of weak already. So maybe Sheth will pull back. I don't know how much he's going to commit to this. And if you guys look on the mini-map now, and I'm going to show you guys, it looks like Sheth is going to be doing the double expand and gear up for that macro game, which, you know, makes a lot of sense. He has a contain on the Terran, keeping Ryung from getting this gold for as long as possible so that he'll be able to double expand safely, and he's just going to try to edge out any lead he can possibly get at this point. Just playing very smart, very conservatively, doesn't want to, you know, risk losing all of his forces. Now, Ryung realizes this. He needs to get the gold. This is when the Terran can get this and PF it, that is when their power increases exponentially. And of course, Sheth realizing that has to counter the tanks, and he picks off about, well, he picks off one right there. The Mutas could have an opportunity to go around the backside, but there are supply depots there to prevent any ground coverage as well. Sheth gonna go for the supply depots, actually. May end up forcing Ryung to pull a couple Marines back, but this is a very tense moment in this game right now. There's a lot of forces in the middle of the map. The Terran player is trying to secure the gold expansion, and Sheth knows this. Will he let the gold go up? Oh, that SCV almost got the scout on the Ninja side expo. But a very tense moment, and it looks like Sheth is just gonna go ahead and let the gold go. Now, this isn't as horrible of a situation as you might think it is, and the reason why I say that is typically most Zerg players are going to be on, you know, 3 base, maybe close to 4 base when the Terran player grabs this gold right here. Sheth has already got 4 hatcheries, well, 4 mineable hatcheries on the map. He doesn't quite have any resources going there yet, but Sheth has a lot of expansions around the map, so he's not really in a bad spot, and not to mention he is really far ahead in supply right now. So really, this little hidden ninja expo is paying dividends for Sheth, and if anything, the Terran needs that gold to stay alive in this game. But oh my god, we could have a big attack here. Ooh, flirting with death, these Mutalisks really are. He's gonna go in to attack the Marines, so now keep in mind the Marines have stim, they have combat shields, and they have 1 armor and 1 weapon to their Gauss rifles, so essentially they're just point up, shoot, spray and pray, and they can destroy hordes and flocks of Mutas pretty easily. So he's got to be careful there. And there's a medevac now moving out to the right side of the map. It looks like Ryung is now alert and aware of the Ninja expansion on the 3 o'clock side. He's going to go ahead and drop off a little stream of Marines here. And is he going to drop the stim as well? Not quite. And those Marines are probably going to end up getting destroyed. But not before they do a little economic damage. Every little bit helps for Slayer Ryung. But he did lose that medvac. And now we have another big engagement in the middle. No. Hold that thought. There was a little bit of a false alarm right there. I thought that Sheth was going to go in, but I guess he decided to pull out. Thought better of it, and didn't want to end up having a Zerg bloodbath on Xel'Naga Caverns today. Now, he is going to once again destroy the 2 supply depots in the background, which is going to open up the possible avenue of an attack through the back door again. Oh my god, the Thor has arrived! That Thor could kill off those Klumptuff Mutalisks really easily. Now guys, remember, when a Zerg player has to deal with Terran, they typically can fly around at will, they can leisurely pick off units everywhere they want, but once the Thor arrives on the field, that forces Zerg players to spread out their Mutalisks, which actually diminishes their ability to snipe tanks, snipe Marines, snipe core buildings, and they have to start flying them around as a big, non-conglomerated flock, which really hinders their ability to harass. So that's really what the Terran player Ryung wants to get the Thor out for. 1 or 2 Thors really changes the playing dynamic of Terran versus Zerg. So we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, that's a lot of lings and blings in the middle. And if Sheth decides to just go in here, I have a feeling, I just have a hunch, he could probably wreck this Terran army pretty easily. I mean, good gracious, look how many banelings he's got. And the thing here is that creep extends into the siege tanks, so it doesn't take very long for those lings and blings to skate on over to those tanks and marines. Now, there is a backup force coming in here, and now all of a sudden that army just got, well, literally twice as strong. So I don't know if Sheth wants to go in now. It looks like he may be gearing up to do it, and oh, those Mutalisks are clumped up. Thor gets a couple of shots off, almost killing some of those Mutalisks off. Sheth is going to pull out now, but really Sheth, it looks like he may be going, or at least getting ready for the inevitable engage here. And it looks like he was almost about to do it right there, but deciding better of it. This is the part, though, that's very hard for Zerg to deal with when the Terran has tanks in the choke, where those Lanaga towers are. Very difficult for Zerg players to deal with that. Is Sheth gonna go in? It looks like he may be going in, but not with his entire army. I don't know what the idea behind that is. And a bit of a miss micro here just costs him a large portion of his ground army. Not good at all. Sheth is going to be banging his head on the keyboard on his lap for that one. And with that, Ryung has been given the go-ahead to go down to the side expansion. He may go ahead and pick that off. The Mutalisks, though, gonna pick off the wayward tanks in the back, and of course this is something Terran players always have to watch out for. If they lead with their Marines, they've got to make sure their tanks have protection in the back. Otherwise, a flock of intelligent Mutalisks will always be there awaiting. And Sheth showing how intelligent he really is. He just picked off a couple of tanks. Although Sheth may end up losing that hatchery. Oh! Sheth trying to go for a counter with Mutas. Ends up running into reinforcing Marines. Not gonna happen there today. And the hatchery goes down. Along with it, many drones who are trying to evacuate the area. All the drones trying to evacuate the area. But hold that thought! We have a huge roll-in of lings and blings! That is so many lings and blings! And it's just devastation being left behind by the amount of baneling acid exploding all over the Marines. And there's nothing that Ryung can do. Ryung has to pull back. Ryung had superior position in this little choke point, but his Marines were spread out too far. He had some in the back, some sniping this that hatchery, and Sheth, realizing how many lings and blings he had, decided, you know what? I might be able to destroy that entire Terran army, and he rolled in. So, good trade right there, but it looks like, guys, Ryung might still be favoring a pretty big lead right now. He was able to survive that massive counter blow, and he's been able to macro up a little bit faster as well. Right now, I don't know what Sheth can do. He is behind by 50 or so supply, and look at this. We have Ryung now going for Secret Missile with Raven. I guess now we might find out whether or not this is post-patch 1.4 or not. Secret Missile with Raven's huge. Oh my god, the banelings come in. They pick off the repairing SCVs. That PF in danger of going down, but all the Zerg forces are now corralled into this little valley of death, if you will, and they are not going to get out of here alive. That's why they call it the Valley of Death, and wow, that entire Zerg army gets obliterated. Even the Mutalisks couldn't even get out right there. I mean, they did take off a PF, but for that, the Zerg player Sheth is going to end up losing his ninja expansion. So there it goes. The Spine Crawler, the only line of defense there, pretty paltry and measly. The Queen, I guess, was the only line of the secondary line of defense. What the heck is going on there? Well, anyways, that hatchery is going to go down. The drone's trying to scurry away once again. Maybe these guys will make it out better than their brothers over at the top left-hand corner. Oh my god, they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it! Oh no, oh! And a stim from Sheth. Oh my god, 2 drones actually make it out of there. Not bad. So Sheth saves some of his forces, but you know, at the end of the day, it's not looking very good at all. And Sheth now down to 1 base, not even 1 base. He's not mining anywhere, and he calls it GG. So there it is. Unfortunately, I couldn't find out whether or not the Secret Missile had the upgrade. I don't think I can tell from here. I can't. Alright guys, well, I don't know if this is post-patch 1.4 or not. Hopefully future games will tell, but that was an incredible Terran versus Zerg between 2 of the best players in the world. Sheth, very popular in the community, and Slayer's Ryung, don't count him out. He, I believe he qualified for Atlantic City, so he's extremely solid as a Terran player. So next up, Game 2 will be coming up after this, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys did, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and of course on YouTube. See you guys next game. HD, signing out.